Hi folks, John with the Wingman115 channel. Thank you so much for checking in today. Today I have the pleasure of doing a long-awaited knife review. Today's review is going to be on the Tops Wilderness 4.0. Now, I first learned about this blade, gosh, probably 3.5, 4 years ago. Time flies by so fast now. Over on Andy Tran's channel at Inner Bark Outdoors. And for the past couple of years, Andy and I Skype all the time. We talk, and I've been telling him, man, I got to get my hands on one of those 4.0s. And, you know, I knew that he had a couple that he was selling in his store at the time. And I was like, maybe we can work out a trade, or if I get the funds, you know, I'll just pull the trigger and I'll buy one. And for one reason or another, over the past couple of years, I haven't been able to acquire one of these. Well, earlier in the year, Andy, who graduated from the law enforcement academy, I went up for his graduation, the wife and I, and he had a party. And at the party, we're standing there talking, and from out of nowhere, he pulls from behind his back a brand new Wilderness Guide 4.0. Now, if you're a guy and you're really passionate about a blade, and you got a dear friend, I consider Andy, you know, one of my best friends, and he gives you a blade. I mean, it was quite the moment. I got a little choked up, and I want to thank Andy for that this moment right now. It means a lot. With that said, let's cut away. Let's go over and do a quick specs rundown. I'll do some practical application with this knife. Now, keep in mind, this is a backpacker's knife, a camper's knife. It's not a full bushcrafter's knife designed for that. So we'll just get that out of the way up front. But after the specs rundown, some practical application, and then I'll come back and I'll give you some final thoughts on this blade. You're not going to want to miss it, folks. Let's go. Now, you guys know that I don't like to beat on my blades and baton with them, but in these video reviews, that's what folks want to see. So I usually do it in the video reviews. If it was an extreme situation, then I would do it. But for the most part, that's why I carry an axe or a hatchet. It's got a knot right in there. Let's see how that works. And that split that pretty darn good. Let's see how we can get some curls with this. Oh yeah. Right off the bat, I can tell it's just a great slicer because it's using that 1/8 1095 high carbon steel. So it's just a great slicer. Just paper thin. Take it up close so you guys can see. Oh yeah. It's really thin. Nice. And that's just attributed to just that 1/8 thick 1095 steel. Do some whittling with this blade. One thing I like is that it's 6.5 ounces. So if you're a backpacker and it's weight conscious that you're thinking about, then this might be a great option for you. It's a nice wide blade. The jimping, it's a little aggressive, but I mean, I can live with it. But one thing that I really like, and this is where I fell in love with it, is just the handle. It's not too wide. I have medium-sized hands. I like the finger choil in there, and the little finger cutouts fits really nice. Now it doesn't have any liners, it's just the linen micarta scales, but just fits in there really nice. And I've been playing around with this for a while, just basically cutting and just trying to see if I'm going to get hot spots or hand fatigue. And Leo did a great job designing this. I mean, it's just sharp as hell right out of the box. And I don't play with these knives before I do the review. Usually after, I'll strop them and polish the edge on them, but I always like to show you folks how it's going to work right up out of the box for you. Let's see how it would do with some notching. Let's cut away and I'll come over and get closer to the table here. I'm going to test out its chopping. Now, this knife only weighs about a little over 6 ounces, so I'm not sure how well it's going to do it, but we'll test it out. You guys want to see it. There you go. Now for some final thoughts on the Tops Wilderness 4.0. You know, I get a chance to test a lot of gear, and a lot of times you really like an item, and then when you get it and you review it, you're like, oh God, no, it didn't meet or exceed your expectations. Well, this one did. I've been wanting this knife for a really long time. I love the profile of this blade. I love that clip point design. It's 1.5 inches wide, so there's a lot of meat on there, and that gives it strength for that 1/8 1095 hard carbon steel. Now, Tops differentially heat treats all their blades, so it's going to be a little bit harder down here, a little bit softer up here, give you a little bit of flex. That way you're not going to snap, you're not going to twist and break these blades. Now, the disclaimer, if you abuse anything, it's going to break. Hence, that's why I'm not beating it into trees and standing on it. This knife is not designed for that. This knife is designed for the backpacker, the day hiker, the camper in mind. With that, I could see this knife being an awesome food prep knife. It's already a great slicer. You know it's going to do feather sticks really well. You know it's going to make notches really well. It's the camp tasks that you're doing. This knife is going to work just great. Now, was it a great chopper? It took a while to chop through that 2.5, 3 inch limb. But you got to keep in mind, this is about a 6.8 ounce knife. It's not designed for that. But if you had to, I've shown that you could. You folks want to see stuff like that, so I go the extra mile to show you folks in this review. The jimping is just a little aggressive. I just wish it was a little toned down, but that's not a deal breaker. Ergos on the scales and on the handle were fine. I had no hot spots. If I was going to chop any more with it, I would definitely put a lanyard on it so I could stay in this back seat grip and just get the full effect of this blade. But if you're making traps, if you're making little campcraft projects, if you're doing meal prep and you're a backpacker, hey, I'm going to highly recommend this. This is going to be the knife for you. I really like this blade. Now, let's talk about the sheath. If you're a lefty, you might have an issue because the knife has a molded thermoplastic insert inside the sheath. For obvious reasons, you don't want to cut that ballistic nylon. With that said, it rides down in there. It's molded. It fits deep in the well really good. The only problem is it doesn't do that if you're a lefty. So my advice to you would be is maybe find a way to take the glue off, turn it around. You could 5-minute epoxy, Gorilla Glue that in. You'd be good to go. It's not a deal breaker. You get the supplies that come with it. You get the magnifying lens, the compass, the carabiner, the tape. I'm going to forget something, I'm sure. Signal mirror. You know, that's added value to the kit. Whistle. You know, things are popping in my brain here as I'm talking. I'm sorry. It's the old woodsman in me. But for what you get, I think it's a solid piece of kit. I want to thank Andy Tran for gifting this to me. This is going to be in my collection for a very, very long time. I'm going to be out in the woods using this quite a bit. So look for follow-up reviews featuring this. And let's talk about that. You know, everybody is always going after the new and improved and the latest, the greatest. This knife's been around for 4 or 5 years at least. It's a proven winner. Do not overlook some of these knives that are in some of these manufacturers' lineups for a while. Sometimes the latest item comes out and we get all crazy about it, and then we forget about other knives that are in the lineup. Leo, you did a great job designing this blade. It did everything that it was designed to do. I'm even sure that it would gut and skin game and fish. Not a problem. This thing's razor sharp. It's just outstanding. So look for future reviews or practical use videos with this. Hey, here's a quick opportunity. If you're not a subscriber, hey, do me a favor. Click that subscribe button below. It helps grow the channel. I'm able to come out here and do the things that I love to do, and you get to see the videos that you love to see. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It lets Google and the folks over at YouTube know that this is content that you want to watch. Folks, this is John with the Wingman115 channel. I thank you so much for checking in. I'll see you on the next video. Take care, folks.